and I'm here to share my journey with you. If you're considering getting gastric sleeve, that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'll be introducing myself. So if you want to find out my specifics and what I went through, and if you're just deciding what you want to do and having doubts about potentially getting sleeve, stay tuned and we'll talk about it. All right, you guys. My name is Jan, and if you're on my channel, you are obviously interested in getting gastric sleeve, and goes by VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy, gastric sleeve, the sleeve, all the same thing. You're considering weight loss surgery. There are various ones, but what I'm going to be speaking to today is the gastric sleeve. Now, first, some details about me. I'm over 40. That's the first thing. So, of course, age is a factor whenever you're having any type of surgery and considering surgery. And I am an over 40 person, so medically, it's going to be different for someone who is comparably in their 20s or even 30s, because as we get older, our bodies changes, so it can be totally different. You may have some medical history and things like that that may be a factor in making your decision whether or not to have the sleeve. So first thing is, I had my surgery already, so I am what in the weight loss community we say post-op, and I am 7 months out, and I will give you some of my stats. My starting weight as of the first day of pre-op dieting, I was 271 pounds. I am now 192 pounds, and that's where I'm at right now. So you'll hear lots of different abbreviations or acronyms that may be like, what is that? But you have SW, starting weight, GW, goal weight, CW, current weight, NSV, non-scale victories. There's just lots of different things that you will hear. You'll catch on to the verbiage fairly quickly if you're considering it, but some of the things you want to consider first is your insurance and what your insurance would pay for if you're going to pay out of pocket. I do work for a company that gave me coverage, and I would recommend that you all, if you are using insurance for your surgery, make sure of co-pays and what your insurance covers. It's imperative that you do your research. And even if you have the same insurance as someone else who may have had surgery, depending on your company can, make changes to that and have maximum amounts that they would pay. So make sure you look into your insurance to determine if you are going to have to come out of pocket. I've worked for my company for a very long time, and even though I had co-pays and such throughout the time, my account balance on my spending card was so high because I've worked with my company for over 20 years, and literally I had lots of money available for co-pays and my portion that I could use on paying for my surgery. Okay, so look into that before. Also, choosing a physician. You definitely want to make sure you choose a physician that is going to help you and give you all the answers you need and be honest in regards to the risk involved in surgery. It's a very huge decision one makes when altering their body permanently. It's not temporary. There are no backsies. There is no going back. Once you've had the surgery, that is it. Your stomach is gone. That is it. There is no turning back. Um, Whether it be the gastric sleeve or the gastric bypass, once it's done, it is done. And it is life altering. No doubt about it. The lap band is a bit different, and you want to discuss all of those things with the surgeon of your choice and weigh all options when deciding what it is that you choose to do. Also, when making the decision, do what's best for you. And I know a lot of people think that weight loss surgery is the easy way out. No, not so much. You will lose weight, and you will lose weight rapidly. And that does take a toll on your body, so you need to be prepared for the things that occur. Some of the things that I endured, being over 40, first of all, my hair was very fine as it was. I had hair loss, and hair loss is one of those things that occur. Your body immediately starts going into the shedding phase of loss. You're taking in substantially less nutrients, and so it's really important to make sure you're taking your vitamins. A lot of people take things like hair, skin, and nails. You take multivitamins, B12. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing those things, but those are some of the things that come with weight loss surgery that you need to be prepared for. I've not had any major side effects. Hadn't had any aversions to anything. The only thing that I liked before that I really don't eat a lot now are eggs, which is crazy because I did like eggs quite a bit, and it's specifically scrambled eggs. Ooh, child, I cannot really do the scrambled eggs thing, but I think it was because that was literally the first solid meal that I ate, and it was just not a good experience for me eating eggs. So I just don't really mess with scrambled eggs anymore. Now I can eat hard boiled, I can, have other style and eggs and things, but scrambled eggs are not my thing anymore. But do your research in regards to choosing surgery, and make sure that you are comfortable with your decision, and let your journey, as I said before, be your own journey. People on YouTube, Instagram, there's a wonderful weight loss community out there, and you'll get lots and lots of information. And if you're considering this, and if you're watching this video, you seriously are thinking about it. Like I said, I am 7 months out, and I am now at 192 pounds, so my journey continues. And you still have to exercise, you have to eat well. You do have to, be aware. It is a huge life change. It is so very different than what you may be accustomed to prior to surgery. So it is life altering completely. And do I regret it? Not one moment. I don't regret not one thing. And if I compared my journey to other people's, I did a lot of reading before. There were a lot of people who really had some terrible complications, whether they were leaks in the area where your stomach is stitched up, because they literally are removing the majority of your stomach, and then they have to stitch it back together, and there can be leaks, and it can be dangerous, and it can be painful. My good friend became severely anemic and had to stay in the hospital a bit longer, whereas mine was pretty much smooth sailing. She had hers before mine, so after she did it, I was like, oh, what am I getting myself into? But her circumstances were her own. Today she's doing perfectly fine. She just had a little bit of a problem after surgery, but she is doing much better. So know the risk, know the complications that could occur. Uh, just make sure you are deciding based on what you want, and know that nothing that you do can lower the risk of complications occurring. They do occur at times. I don't regret not one moment of my choice. Okay? But know that most insurance companies as well do have requirements that you must meet prior to having surgery. And there are people that have been at it for some time, and it's been a year and they still haven't gotten the approval for their insurance. Also, some people choose to go overseas to various countries and get surgery done. Do you. Do what's right for you. My situation was such that I could stay here. I could choose a doctor, and all was well being here in the United States. Of course, choose wisely no matter what you do. Don't jump into it. Don't think that it's going to be just bam, bam, easy, easy. It's not. It is not an easy situation. You'll get your groove, and if all goes well, you will lose, and you have to make sure that you are taking care of your body just as you would in any other circumstance. Okay? And also, some of the pros to having this surgery is it changes your relationship with food. And for those of us who have struggled with weight, our relationship with food is completely not good. Let's just keep it 100. Our relationship is not good, or we wouldn't even be considering it. The reason why we are is because we have a bad relationship with food, and mine had come later in life. I wasn't overweight all my life. I was not one of those individuals who struggled with weight until actually I was a bit older. So, it was a good choice for me. And I say that over and over. It was a good choice for Jan. Your journey, totally your own. But I'm glad I made the decision. The other thing is, some of the pros are that you really have the ability to make a huge change in your life. Prior to my decision to have surgery, I was on 5 different medications. I was basically battling high blood pressure to an extreme. And I did not want to live the rest of my life in that way. And I would, be, probably truthful in saying that if you're considering it, you're probably facing some, health issues prior to. But mine was basically uncontrolled and only controlled by medication, high blood pressure. I did not want to end up having a stroke. I did not want to continue to live my life the way that I was. Immediately after surgery, I saw my primary care physician, and my blood pressure, because I was losing weight, it literally became null and void. I no longer had to take medication, so I'm no longer on medication. I immediately was able to stop my high blood pressure medication. I have no other medical concerns at all that I needed to address. I wasn't diabetic or anything, but from other people's stories, I have seen that many pre-diabetic or diabetic individuals do end up completely off medication once they've had surgery, because you do lose such a big amount of weight off of your body. And that's also a pro, in my opinion. That is definitely an upside to having this surgery. Your quality of life, also a pro. You do end up, your energy levels change. You become again part of the world, as many of us who, are obese or severely obese know, is that we end up not being able to just do basic things, just going on walks or going to an amusement park or doing just day-to-day things becomes very, very difficult when we are, battling obesity. And, to add insult to injury, me being at over 200 pounds, I'm 5'2", you guys. I'm a short little thing. I'm short. So, I'm carrying all this weight that really was keeping me in a place where I just could not live the quality of life I wanted to live. And, that's a pro. No doubt about it, that it is a pro. My life has changed drastically, and to reemerge into the world and, metamorphosize into something other than what I saw myself becoming is a wonderful thing. Okay. The other pros are that you really do get a chance to address things like the relationship you have with food. You start viewing food differently. You make choices differently. You all of a sudden are very aware and cognizant of what you're putting into your body. And those are the pros. There's so many more pros. I'm sure I can't think of any right now. There's just lots and lots of pros. The cons are just as they are. It is non-traditional. Albeit that, weight loss surgery is becoming more acceptable. I don't know if I'd say acceptable, but it's becoming more prevalent and more people are doing it. Don't let someone make you feel guilty about making that choice for yourself, for your life. Those are all things that are going to help you live longer. And if we can live longer and healthier, that's always going to be a good thing. The cons are, it's a struggle. It's a damn struggle, you guys. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to lose weight and your body's going to, start dropping weight rapidly. And you have to continue the process because you have to work out. You have to eat right. You have to do all those things that any other person would have to do when they're attempting to lose weight. The sleeve is a tool that assists you in the process of losing weight. But in order to keep yourself toned, in order to keep yourself in good condition, you guys, you have to, do what the body needs, and that is eat right and exercise. And I don't know if that's really a con, more than a requirement. Cons are, again, what you relatively think they are. There are, again, like I said before, there are the risk involved. But I can't think of enough cons. The good has outweighed the bad through my journey. And I discussed it with my family. I'm very open and honest with people when discussing the choice that I made. I have nothing to hide. I'm not an individual who has ever lived in a place of shame. So you want to know what I did? I'm going to tell you what I did. This is what I did. I don't have to be concerned about judgment from anybody, as you should not be concerned about someone judging you based upon your choice. People who love you will understand why you have made this decision. Of course, the first people I told, of course, was my family, my immediate family, my daughter. I told my husband, I told my friends, I discussed it with people. Ultimately, I got their feedback, but regardless of what they said, I was making the choice to do this for me, okay? So, I want you guys to consider all things when making the decision to do this. Uh, Again, I'm 7 months out. I am at 192 pounds. I'll put more pictures up here. And if you have questions and you're considering it, please ask me. Click subscribe. Ask me questions. I'm just here to share. I'm not looking to, be some big old star or anything like that on YouTube. I got a job and I love my job and I've been there for 20 years. So this is just to share with people and to reach out to people who may be wondering like I was back in 2017. Actually, it was 2016 when I was looking into having surgery. And I went to YouTube, I went to Instagram, I researched and I looked and I wanted to know more. And if you're here and you're looking at this, you want to know more. So ask away. I'm just a regular, everyday, hard working girl living in this world, trying to be a better me, trying to just be healthier and happier. And I can tell you without a doubt, I'm definitely happy in the choice that I made. It's a journey. I know it's going to be a continuum like anything else in my life. I'm going to have to maintain, I'm going to have to continue to eat right and to do right for my body. And again, if you guys have questions, shoot, click subscribe, ask me anything you want. I promise I will answer you. And I wish you all a wonderful day and peace out, y'all. Bye.